upstairs, and we'll start the hunt for the packet.
We thought Herb was your assistant commissioner. In your absence, he just take over.
He's my PR guy.
For sure, me.
If I need a good quote, I go to her.
I always, that's why I tell them I'm deferring to the expert.
We just want to turn it back over to the right. What's that? Oh. Okay, we're coming back from recess. The time is now 2:04. Burnett County Commissioners Court begin on item, agenda item 19, A, general.
The next would be a new position request for the LE Specialist Case Manager. That's the position that is currently serving two purposes. It's and labeled as evidence/records, and we don't have a title case manager, so we're wanting to make sure that we've got three people doing three jobs instead of two people doing three jobs, and that's the person that's currently doing the PIOs and the records and the evidence person, and then we also have a second person doing the case management, and she's full-time doing case management. So that position is the one that does the records and is not a lawyer at the 53,900, which is almost half of what the other position from that was passed earlier today.
Is that one in the budget?
It is not in the budget.
Oh,
It's the
I
one
got
that I had asked. It was in the one page. It was number 18, item number 18 in the packet.
Yeah, but I'm just saying in the budget here, for law enforcement specialist evidence.
It's not in there. That's
Okay.
evidence, and so we're asking for case manager.
Okay, and then there's law enforcement specialist with nothing else.
That's correct. There's two positions doing three jobs.
Okay, very good. Just making sure.
So you need a,
We need a third position, the case
Case
manager
manager.
position.
should Kelly be in here?
Looks like she was in there.
Shall I continue?
Please. All right.
Sorry.
That's- I believe we're, and on all the numbers, obviously I'll have to go back and check, making sure that the numbers are correct for the deputy positions, the animal control, all those dollar numbers. Once, I just looked at certain items, I didn't look at all of those numbers to make sure that those were correct. Moving to page page 30. You have 567,000 for machinery and equipment. I had asked for 272,000, so I'm curious as to what the additional, it's almost double what I had asked for, but you have here vehicles with upfit, 7 of them. So then that would mean there's no rifles, there's no tough books, no handheld radios that we had requested on 100-5600-5750.
And how many of your tough books are going to go out of compliance on October 1?
Let me pull that report. a lot. It's 70. I mean, it's a large number. Oh, here, I think I've got it.
I guess those tough books aren't in with the IT department.
No.
They have their own.
And they, as I mentioned during the presentation, they will no longer meet the CJIS requirement in October, I believe the date is October 14th, as far as being able to take the next upgrade. I'm looking for that number for you.
What would that fall under, machinery, equipment,
That- that-
inventory?
Oh, here it is.
5750?
There's 38 that were on the list, and we were at, the number that I requested was 35. There are currently 3 in dispatch that do not need to be replaced, that we can continue to use those or just take them totally out of service.
And what's the individual cost on those, please?
Those are $3,302.42 apiece. And I believe the request that I asked for on the submission form, equipment and technology, was that dollar amount times 35, and it was $115,584.70. And then along the same lines, there were the rifles for the 4 officers, the new positions, and there were the radios for the new 4 positions. Well, actually, we asked for 14 radios, and the purpose for that was asking for 10 radios for courts. And we too are going to the new system that pulls both VHS, not VHS, Wi-Fi, yes, sir, Wi-Fi. And so you can either use your it can use cell service or the tower, depending on which, but we do not have service currently in the courts, very limited service in the courts, and we are wanting to replace those. And the additional 4 would be replacing would be for the 4 new deputies having the most current radios, and then continuing to replace them the next couple of budget years. And if you are willing to use since those are not on that, I don't know what, those are just for the 7 vehicles, the fund balance that we were talking about earlier would be able to be used for that purpose. You want me to continue to the next section, which I believe would be either the restricted area or the Senate Bill 22?
Go ahead.
On page 38, under Fund 180 restricted, law enforcement replacement vehicles is at 0, and that was, I'm assuming from the 7 in the other area, that has replaced that number. You follow me, sir?
That's down there towards the bottom.
Yes, sir, at the very bottom, it's the 3rd from the bottom under restricted. Law enforcement vehicle replacement, it's zeroed out.
Doesn't look like.
And then there's a transfer in from general funds for $442, for $442,000. Continue?
Yep.
Next, I'll go to, I believe, Senate Bill 22. Let me make sure. County jail is in there, but Captain Kimbler can do that. I will draw your attention to one, on page 51, the Barnett County Sheriff's Office Victim Liaison. I haven't had a chance to look at that number. I just want to make sure that that 55,000 is the number that was the percentage, if the percentage is correct. And then okay, page 60, SB 22 for the sheriff. The last 2 years, we're at 350,000. This year, it's at 0, and that's on the initial proposed budget. That those funds were allocated for specific items, and if those would, and which included the 4 vehicles. So if those numbers just transpose over into what was submitted 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, whatever. It's got to be 4 weeks ago now, but time's flying. If those numbers will be placed in there, those numbers should put us close to the 350,000 for the Senate Bill 22 once that gets submitted.
Yeah, that was one of my errors. I caught that one.
Yes, I've got it highlighted too.
And then I believe I am done. Y'all shocked?
So as far as some of these requests that we didn't vote on, do we need to talk about like the tough books and stuff like that?
Up to y'all.
I mean, if we're going to go out of CJIS compliance, that's something that it's going to need to be addressed. I'm kind of surprised that they all have to be taken care of at one time, it seems like to me.
Do you not have a refresh schedule?
I believe they do have a refresh schedule, but we were abiding by as much of that as closely as possible. And when you're only replacing 10 out of, I think, obviously every vehicle has them, so we have 70 and we're replacing 38. Plus,
Is the tough books, are they exclusive to law enforcement? Is there another option?
well, we did use them for dispatch only because they were tough books that were coming in that were being replaced that were still serviceable. And so we allowed those to go to dispatch as their training. They'll take them with them to training, and we've got a training set up in there where they actually each have their own console to use their tough books in that manner rather than ordering new computers for their training. And they serve that purpose.
Is there an alternative to this tough book?
I don't believe so. I mean, it's,
Less expensive than as a case? I don't know, that might be something we check with IT and see if there was, I know they fit. We used them when I worked for the city.
sure.
But we have no options at that point. Yeah.
There are other options for the tough book. We've had it in the past, I think they were Kenwoods, and they didn't hold up, they didn't last as long, and the our cases fell apart. We were having to replace those periodically, so we went back to Panasonic because they just last longer.
As long as they last 5 years, well, then that's all.
Yeah, they won't last than 5 years.
Yeah, what were you getting out of them?
3. The handles were coming off, we're always having to replace those, the screens were cracking, a lot of issues.
What was the price difference?
About $400. Money, not worth the effort.
Good.
They're not that bad.
Yeah.
The tough
No,
books
they're
aren't
not.
that bad at 3,300, but it's just the fact that you're doing 35 or 38 of them, that's what makes the number bigger.
Yeah.
On the tough books, the rifles and the radios, 35 tough books, 4 rifles and 14 radios. Is that something that we can go into fund balance a little bit more on?
What kind of a total number is that?
272,521.
I make that a motion to plug that into the budget and use fund balance to cover the cost of it.
What happened if years? What are you gonna do in between now and 5 years? Or you start transitioning those?
We wouldn't have to,
5
well,
years.
I'd have to see through Josh where we are for next year. These are just the ones that, and by the way, the October 15th deadline date was just presented to us like 2 months ago, so it wasn't something that we've known about. We've been replacing them as the 5 years have come up, but the 35 were strictly because those 35 will no longer take a security upgrade to the next, I think they're operating off of Windows 10, and they're obsolete October 15th, 14th, whatever date that is, somewhere mid-October.
So you're saying that the computers themselves won't take Windows 11?
That's correct.
Is that correct, according to the
Or
manufacturer?
I think we're up to 12 or whatever number of Windows that we're on. So that's correct. They will not take an upgrade to the next level, which puts us out of CJIS compliance.
Commissioner Barley, what was the 275s? Give me the breakdown again. Tough books,
35 tough books, 4 rifles, and 14 handhelds.
It's 272, 521, 86.
Say that again.
272, 521.86.
Yeah.
I'll second your motion.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded.
272, 521, 86.
Will you make it 272,
Yeah.
522?
272, 522.
Okay, you agree with that?
I seconded the motion. I'm good, sir.
All right. It's been moved and seconded that we identify or move some funds from the fund balance to purchase the tough books, the 4 rifles, and how many radios?
14.
14 radios. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes.
Are there any others that you want to?
The only other one that sounds very important is your case manager. But that affects the tax rate, so
Over the long haul.
over the long haul. But I guess it also affects your department over the long haul.
And it has for the last 3 years that I've been asking for it.
Does the fact that we didn't calculate in SB 22 money open up other money?
It does not. I counted for $350,000 spent between salaries. That also includes a large portion. We've also been replacing all of our, replacing all of our tasers. This will be our third Senate Bill 22 to replace 17 tasers, 17 last year, 17 the year before, and 17 this year. Would get us very close to replacing all tasers in patrol and at courts. And then the following year, we shouldn't have to purchase 17 new tasers, but that will be the only year down, because then we're going to be replacing the first year's tasers as they roll through.
Anything else?
Well, I mean, I'd like to plug in the case manager for him and see what it does.
At what pay scale?
Same as the other one.
61, step 3.
I don't know, I'm not on that page, sorry.
It's page 27. Okay. Is that a motion?
It is.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Adding case manager to the sheriff's office would be, has been moved by Byerly. I'm sorry. It's been moved by Byerly, seconded by Collier. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Okay. A couple of months ago, we had our juvenile, let's see, now we're on page 30. A couple of months ago, the various judges, district judges and county judges had the juvenile board meeting. And so the adopted amount for the, at least Burnett's portion of this adopted amount was $355,287.77. So any questions about that? That's a state office housed in Burnett County, serving the courts here. Okay, then we move over to Department of Public Safety. I talked to Janelle Roy, the sergeant, and she was very grateful for the raises, but just had no additional request other than, I think, was there, I don't see anything. Oh, she did ask for a little bit more operating supplies, sorry. So, which I just moved up about $700. Any questions on that one? That's the DPS, again, a state office inside of the county that we support, that we pay for the support staff, not the DPS officers. Okay, health and welfare. Commissioner Byerly, do you have anything to report on this one?
250 is last year's rate, is that correct?
I thought they were going to max on us.
Oh, you're talking about the per
Animal
animal?
takeout.
Yes, 250 was last year.
They're going to 300.
Okay, 300? All right. And then we also have, we did have quite a few animals in the, are they continuing the count where as we had a long season where there were a lot of animals that they didn't take in, and so we were well below contract rate. And so do they still owe us a lot of animals? Do you know?
I don't know the answer to that. I
Okay.
can find out between now and the final.
I believe there is a credit there, but I couldn't tell you what.
It was about 85 animals in whatever, April.
Okay,
So-
I can find that out before
Okay.
final.
All right. Meals on Wheels. Madam Auditor, do we need to structure that interlocal agreement or MOU in some different fashion? We can still go ahead and budget 10,000, but you indicated the other day that we might need to change the way that we do it. Is that correct?
It can't be a donation.
Got it.
It's gotta be a
Okay.
Service.
All right, so I'll check on that. I haven't seen that MOU. It hasn't come up before me, so we'll work on doing that quickly. And then, is that the same with Crime Stoppers? I know Carts had sent a letter. Is that based on
That's what they had.
anything? Or is that a donation that they were requesting? It seemed like the letter was indicating a donation, so that we put in the Commissioner's Court package a couple of weeks ago. So I guess we can go ahead and budget these amounts for now, but understand that they're all going to have to, they cannot be raw donations. They have to be in accordance with an MOU or certain services delivered as a component of that. Is that correct? Okay. All right. And then the vet rides, unlike the other two, is a program.
It's a county program.
County program. So among three different counties. All right, so anything there? County Historical Commission, $1,000. Don't usually spend it, but AgriLife, I know we heard Kelly talk about just a little bit more money in supplies, or was it, what was it, vehicle? Vehicle repairs and maintenance, that's what it was. Everything else looks like it was last year. Okay. Developmental services. Oh, there was a software issue. They needed a little bit more money for software in that one, but it's pretty nominal. Okay, and then District Attorney Federal Forfeitures Fund, that's just kind of something that we don't, when money comes in. Now, the next one, Economic Development, is you might have something to say about it. I mean, especially you, Commissioner Byerly, if there's some of these numbers don't line up with, I saw one mistake is probably this thing listed as the jail. It really ought to be just buildings and not the historical jail, because we're finished with the jail.
Well, that was one of my questions.
So Kelly, on 140-6640-5300, it says Old Jail Museum, and it just should say buildings. And what about the community center? Is that still viable as a project?
Well, I hope so.
Okay.
Was it taken off for a reason or just?
Well, I mean, it was,
What is it, Briggs?
the Briggs Community Center.
I know we're waiting to hear back from, who'd we take a tour with? Or?
The architect firm to look at there was both some potential risk on some of the projects that were being done, as well as some of the chemical, or what do you call it, asbestos or lead that they needed to see about getting some additional advice. But in the past, it looks like we negative budgeted this, and we only spend what we collect in taxes. So for, it looks like last year we were doing, again, this is a special tax fund that's collected, and if we don't collect the tax, then we can't spend the tax. So we can budget more in that category if you want to. This is the time to do it. So. But
Correct.
It will not affect the tax rate, and it will not affect the budget.
It'll affect the fund balance in that fund, right?
Correct.
Okay. And there, in that fund balance is,
Do you have that with you? It's okay if you don't.
it's right here.
Oh, yeah.
Estimated fund balance of 1.5 million.
Yeah.
So-
We definitely should.
I would like to put 300,000 back in the Briggs line item.
Thank you.
Is it
Any
gonna-
objections,
Is it going to
Commissioner?
take that much to finish it?
I'm not 100% sure yet, but when we find out from the architect if there's some other ways we have to remediate the things that they're talking about, then yes, it could.
Well, how much of the 400,000 has been spent?
Nothing.
I mean,
Not nothing,
no,
but
not
very,
nothing,
very
but
little.
we didn't spend hardly
Oh,
any of
okay.
that. I can get you a report, sir, by the time the next one, and that's a fair question.
But it's very, very little.
It's nothing, we did not spend that much, but I will have that by final. That's a fair question, but can you put that back at 300?
So this is 140-6640-5301, 300,000. Any objections, Commissioners? Okay. Law Library, it's just a dedicated fund that comes in for the various legal resources that the judges use. Doesn't get spent very often. Western Tower Radio, Western county tower system. This is a budget that we reviewed with Blanco County, the City of Marble Falls, and Llano County. And these funds are collected from the radio fees that we get. And there'll be probably more of this money unspent in the future because we're currently negotiating with TxDOT for taking over all the tower maintenance agreements to improve service to all radio communications. So again, we have a pretty good sized fund balance, but we might need that in the near future. If TxDOT takes over our maintenance agreements, this fund balance, again, which is collected from radio users, will probably grow, but we also need some new towers. That's what especially came up at this at the flood the other day, that we do need more towers strategically located around the county.
What is the negative balances on, are those outstanding balances on subscribers?
What page? I'm sorry.
Page 35 at the bottom, where CareFlight Hamilton EMS is the big one I'm looking at.
Oh,
It's a description that needs to be taken out of there.
oh, okay.
Okay, but they're current on their payment? Just making sure that everybody's paying their fair share if they're on our system.
But this was one of the, in the ENCODE system, she's saying these are detailed notes that should have been removed.
Okay.
So,
The other thing is, on this particular one, it doesn't look like the revenues have been updated, so I need to update those.
okay, under 160-3390, 3000 and following.
4, 5, 6, yeah.
Yep.
It looks like the whole section needs to be updated
Okay, so
with.
I see that.
26.
Okay. All right, so take the notes out and then update the revenues.
Yes.
Okay? Okay. And then this is, again, the continuing, this is Burnett's portion, is that correct? Burnett pays these and then we get reimbursed from the other 3 jurisdictions? Okay. So again, this is a separate fund. It does not go back to the tax rate or anything. Any changes or questions on this item? Okay. All right. Indigent health care, that's set by a percentage of the budget. Is that correct? Did I understand?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Under the Western Counties Tower, the salary of that person, is that appears to be more than the
Oh, yeah.
5%.
Thank you. Can we change that? Thank you, Ms. Clark. No, thank you. I just didn't see it. 79, whatever he was budgeted last year, plus the standard.
Plus the
Well,
5%.
It was 89 last year plus 5%.
It's 79.
It's 70, according to this.
79, yeah.
Okay, and then it jumped to 89, which is not the 3% plus the step. This is 160-470-1040
You
on
transposed.
page 36. Oh, I'm sorry.
You said those numbers wrong.
1040 or 4070? All right. Okay, indigent health care, that's just a set amount calculated by the amount of revenues that we generate, is that correct? Okay. All right. Is there anything unrestricted that we need to address? Okay. Now, county clerk, PSV vital records. Anything there? Okay.
Anything vital about it?
County clerk errors and omissions, $1,000. Is that okay?
That's the one where Casey and I never knew we were paying our bond out of ours, but
Oh,
it shows that we are.
okay,
We've never put money in that before, so we put $1,000 in it this year.
okay. County clerk court facility fees.
That's really not me. That's
County clerk,
county court.
county
Oh,
court.
county court, I'm sorry, excuse me. I read that wrong.
No, it's under CCLK, court facility fees, but when I brought it to the auditor's office, I think it was Cindy I talked to, she said it's really not anything to do with the county clerk.
Okay,
So she doesn't know why the CCLK is on that.
okay, we can look into that, see if it
Yeah.
needs to be there. Okay, emergency management certification, 0, vet ride, 0, at least on this restricted account. Oh, that's where they get their fuel on that next one. Okay, this is where there's a lot of, because remember, they're largely grant funded, so we have to use a restricted account to bring the grant funds and our county funds together on this one. Capital outlay for, it's still the same. And then non-departmental restricted is employee appreciation donation, 0. Healthy county expenses, they'll come up later. And then hazardous household waste collection, is that the money we get from CapCog? Is that why that's going in there, or that's the county portion of that? Do you know?
I don't know, we don't get that much money from them, I don't think.
Okay. And, Kelly, on that, are you following which one that is? Can you check and see the origins and make sure if that's CapCog money or if that's county money? It's 1-800-4092-4810. Now we're on page 40. County Court, 15,000. Do we know what that's from, or what the origins of that is?
I was gonna say it's a service fee.
Those are the court reporters for, like, when Dad can't be here.
Oh.
Those are like, when they have to go find a secondary.
Contract.
Contract court reporters, okay. I thought we had that in the court services budget, so. All right. District Court Clerk, errors and admissions, so that's part of your bond error thing, as far as we know? Okay. County Attorney check collection fee. Looks like a lot of these have just been put in here, but I don't know if they generate, because a lot of these things generate from their own costs, so that's why they're in 180, and they're restricted for a purpose. For instance, the District Attorney's Chapter 59 forfeiture funds would be exclusive from assets that they seized while they're working on cases, that either the sheriff seizes, and I don't know, if y'all split it, Sheriff, is that how it works? Okay, and then so that goes into a special fund for the sheriff and for the DA, and so it's not taxpayer money. Other charges, capital outlay, district attorney check collection, collection fees. And those are again dedicated funds for, a lot of this is funded out of the pretrial diversion program. Okay, now page 42. County auditor, these are specialized funds for things that y'all do, is that? Okay. County auditor salaries and wages for fiscal service fees that y'all?
It's fees that we collect
So we're the administrative county for several regional, and so we collect a small fee from other counties. Okay. All right. County jail, this is 180, jail operations fee, $50,000. Capital outlay, $100,000.
Is that $100,000 due to a specific request, or is it just
What did-
placeholder?
I believe this is the reserve account for the jail, which we transfer.
It is taxpayer dollars? And is there any reason why we would want to use a reserve account as opposed to just giving them the $150,000 in their operations?
I'm not aware.
Okay. All right. Well, unless there's some compelling reason, is Captain Kembler, do you know of any reason that we would, do you know of any reason you would prefer to have a restricted account as opposed to just having the money in the operations money?
I'd rather it be in operations.
Okay.
So
This-
figure that out.
Okay. Is there any objection to, when we get to the jail, to just move that 150 into the general operations?
That may be holdover from when we originally set the jail up. We ended up having a setback for $750,000 for repairs to the jail in the original waterfall, and that may be what that accounts from.
Okay. All right. Okay, then moving on down to health and welfare, TDHS, this is our, we call it Child Welfare Board, I believe, 7,500, and then two of those for different, one's for clothing and one's for special needs. Family Crisis Center, $6,500. And this is that special fund that comes from unclaimed property through the comptroller, as well as PEC and capital credits, things like that. We signed, I guess back in April or early May, I signed, the Commissioners Court approved for me to sign a request to have that money transferred. And so it's a highly specialized account. It's not taxpayer funds.
This is also the child safety money from the registrations?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
$1.50.
Okay.
It's car seats.
They're restricted to child safety.
Got it. All right. Okay, thank you. Now we're on page 43. Equitable sharing. Is that going back to our regional role and the equitable sharing role? Okay. All right. And then we go for the library, into the library funding on page, at the bottom of page 43. These are the various library fees that we collect, transfers in from general.
These are the income sides of the library? Oh,
Sure, right. On the bottom is the 203,000 categories at the bottom of page 43 are the revenue side. Then we move into the library salary and wages.
now the one thing they requested was an increase in hours. She sent me a message. Hold on 1 second.
Shirley, do you know if these hours, do these numbers in this budget represent additional hours that they had requested?
No, they didn't request additional hours. They requested that the part-time people be put into the regular part-time pay scale because the part-time library has a lower threshold rate all the way across the board.
Correct.
They're asking that their part-time people be.
And that I remember, we moving them into that correct category. So,
But they did ask for more hours.
okay.
They did.
So,
I think that she has it in there, what they've asked for.
Yeah, if you look at the number of units, it should have increased.
Increased.
I don't know if 24 doesn't show up.
25 doesn't show up on here.
Yeah, it doesn't show me you have to have a budget for.
Right, okay.
So their increase in hours is included?
I believe so.
They would have had to been, because on the bottom of page 43, last year we had $1,253,000, and this year it's $1,439,000, so it's gone up considerably.
So they wanted to go to, from 24 hours to 30, is that what they were asking? It looks like the numbers of hours that are in the budget book are the same as what's in this proposed.
So like part-time Bertram, 24 hours and 25, they want to go to 29 hours and 26.
These are pretty much the same. They don't line up perfect. They don't line up perfectly, but they're pretty much the same.
So Bertram is supposed to go up to
29?
29 hours?
They have one technician that they wanted to go from 24 to 29, and one from 18 to 26. Ocala,
I have the Burnett at 26 and the Spicewood at 29.
yeah, they said Burnett and Spicewood were included, but they didn't think that Bertram and Ocala were.
Okay, so they want Bertram to go up to 29 and Ocala to go up to...
No, hold on, I'll say it again. So Bertram, one of them 24 to 29, Bertram from 18 to 26, and then Ocala from 12 to 15, times 2. And then Spicewood has an 18, they want to go to 24. 12 to 15. They're only adding
Yeah.
3 more hours. And then I have one more thing under that if we're ready. So they said under technology, which is on the next page of the library.
45?
One second. My eyes are starting to get tired. Having a hard time reading here. Okay, there's 7 laptops. Those are actually PCs with monitors. Spicewood is applying for a grant for those. If they get that grant, can they then use those funds for other technology needs, is the question.
Yes. Yeah, if we budget
leave
it,
it?
if we budget it and they get the grant, then we would just move this to other things. We wouldn't withdraw it. It'll be too late to withdraw it, so.
So the increase in hours is all acceptable?
Any objections to the increase in hours for the librarians? Okay, we'll have to come back with another number. And is there the other one is just, we just budget the
Just a
amount.
question.
Yeah.
So we'll leave that in there.
Okay. Anything else on library? Okay, library system, historical commission again, county records management, anything for that? Looks like all, you have 210,000 in that account? Yeah, sorry.
Those are my advice.
Okay.
I do have some changes. All right.
On the, that's okay.
Next page, 47.
47, okay, go ahead.
And it's not really a change, it's just kind of a fix, maybe, but sent to Stafford County Clerk. So if you look at 222-4042-1040 under Records Management 66/8, my 11% person. 822078, that's the portion of my second chief deputy. And it may be, someone else may be able to answer this for me. That money doesn't really come out of Records Management, it comes out of Records Archive. So if you look down to the bottom of that page, there's Records Archive. Because I'm paying for her position through Records Archive, not Records Management. But when I talked to Cindy Dalrymple, I believe she said that it basically comes out of that, and then they journal entry change it because of something. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and the payroll system.
Yeah, the payroll system doesn't acknowledge the archive. So it's up there as money in management, but then it's in my archive as money twice. So that really looks like I'm paying her 3 times. Does that make sense?
Well, can we take one of those out then? Can we take them?
The Records Archive one really is no money, so it really doesn't affect the county's budget. I just want that 822078, I believe, includes her 5% raise or whatever, the 3 and 2. But down here under Records Archive, it doesn't, that's what she was making. So I just would like the 822078 to be down at the bottom also so that so she gets the full 5%. Does that make sense?
Does that make sense? Okay.
Okay. And then it looks like it looks like her salary, it says record RCDS archive supplement under 222-410-1040, and then also 222-4102-1940 chief deputy records. So it looks like I'm paying a total of $15,748 when really it's just one person. Did you all see that? At the bottom under Records Archive, if you see there's 2 budget items, 2 lines,
Oh, yeah.
and it looks like when you look at my total salaries is $15,000. That's really just the one $7,000, which really should be the one $8,220.78.
Okay.
Sorry, does that make sense?
Which one is the most accurate, the RCDS archive supplement or the chief deputy?
I believe the chief deputy records, because the way the supplement looks is that it's an addition to something, but it's not. It's her .11 of her salary, the chief deputy.
Got it.
So can we remove
The note on
Yeah, the RCDS.
Archive
RCDS?
supplement.
Remove that and remove that 8220 there.
And I didn't know if that was just like a line to line to line to get it to the right spot or what, but she's only getting paid one time, $8,200 or whatever, $20, and it should ultimately come out of archive. So,
Thank you. That's, I'm trying to clean this up. There's a lot of funny things. Okay, district clerk management. And these are kind of some of the obscure that generated by court costs and deposited in those accounts so they can spend it during the year. Most of these do not affect the county budget or the tax rate, so. All right. Any questions on page 48?
Are those numbers, the $1,000 numbers in the JPs, is that, those just placeholders you've got in there?
On page 48, we have all these negative numbers for the county and district court tech and JP 1, 2, and 3, 4 technology. Are those negative numbers just placeholders in the accounting system, or is there some benefit to continuing those at that rate?
They're, well, I was gonna say, I'm not sure why they're placeholders, but,
Well, placeholders as in there's an amount there that can be transferred into or
Yes.
from.
yes.
Okay, that's all I mean by placeholder. So, okay. All right. All right, then we go to page 49. Again, these are JP court cost collection placeholder files where they can, and this is the magic moment. Fund 270, county jail. So can we take a 5-minute break in this? I hate to, but let's just take a 5-minute break, please. So we're all just coming back after lunch. So the time is now 2:58, and we will be back in 5 minutes.
There you go. I wasn't judging you at all.
Not here. This is the judge for wait. That's yours. Stole it from me. Okay. All right, the time is 3:02. We're coming back into session. And we are now at the bottom of, middle of page, is it bottom? Oh. Middle of page
49.
49. Thank you. My eyes are good. Something's happening to my eyes.
County jail, he's good.
County jail.
Moving on.
Yeah, next.
That's what the other commissioner.
All right.
Well, we were discussing a little bit while y'all were on break. Ours is not as would be as problematic as you think. Just speaking with them, several of our positions didn't show the COLA or the step increase.
Oh, no. Okay.
So I just spoke with them. They're
And
going
you've got it identified on?
Yes, I spoke with her on that, and most of the positions didn't show that, so we're going to clarify that.
So, just real quick, while you're on that thought, like this right here, one of the things, there's some notes in here on the bottom of that page. that
Right,
they're-
those two can come off.
Okay,
Yes,
so-
I put question marks by those
So,
also,
what
the
is
food
that?
service.
I'm going to go ahead and call it for the record. 270, dang it, 51201040, and that, the notes at the bottom of the page are no longer relevant, so.
Correct, the
Thank you.
food supervisor or the clerk can come off.
All right, thank you.
Like I said, the steps in the COLAs need to be added to the positions. Other than that, I saw the transport position and the support utility officer were added. Is that correct?
There was supposed to be no positions added. I see that's on here, and I made mark of it. Commissioners, that's up to you, but it was not supposed to be in here. I mean, certainly on my draft version that I edited, I had removed all new positions, so.
On page 50?
This is on page 50. This is now 270-5120-1058. And that was an error in posting unless you choose otherwise. And I think what.
That was just one new one for
Yes.
transport?
Yes.
Okay, so one for the transport, but not the support utility.
The support utility, that's a new one also?
Right.
Okay.
So are we actually both or just the one?
What does a support utility officer do?
That was the one I was asking to help mitigate the laundry and other aspects of the jail, supplies, things like that. The high dollar amount of stuff that we go through, just have someone kind of help oversee that and manage that. Which if we need, that one's listed, and not to jump around, but it's also, it was listed in the commissary as funding. Is the funding source for that?
What page do you have on that concept?
It was,
I don't think I marked that, but that's later in the.
yeah, let's see. Joe,
Sorry.
commissary funding was page 70. It was listed as being funded out of the commissary budget. So that was the other question, is because we can't fund that position from commissary, because it has, that account will only cover funding for a staff that is actually doing commissary work.
And I had that marked as well, so on my record, I didn't know why it was there. So
Okay.
it was something that was placed.
So that comes
Which-
out from a funding source.
Okay, so on page 70, let's just to be clear, let's take it out of 70. The support services utility officer is gone from 70. It can't be in there. And
That's
then
505, 5132, 1040?
Yes, sir.
that is
that
505,
out?
5132, 1040.
And are you taking it out of 1058 as well?
Well, again, I didn't intend for any new positions to be in here, but they're here now. So it's up to you to figure out what,
I'd be more inclined to,
If I got to pick from one or the other, I'd want the transport.
transport, yeah, I'd be more inclined to try to fund the transport officer. Take the last one off the list.
just for clarification, for people to understand. So because I can't work in Encode, I took Encode and converted it into Excel, which I could work in. And then that's where I did all my work. And then when I turned it back over to Kelly, there was just discrepancies because I'm trying to manage in a different software. And so that's why, in case anybody's wondering, I want to go on the record that I was trying to manage it in a different software. So there's lost in translation, so.
So we're going to keep the transport officer.
Let's keep it
The
in
new
there.
one.
Y'all will have to
Keep it
vote
in there
on
for
that.
now.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to, for now, Do I have a motion?
So moved to keep the
Okay.
transport officer.
Barley,
Second.
Luther, second, for the new transport officer under 270, 5120-1058. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Okay, and then what else?
Would you, if you like to just stick with straight Joe related, I'm good on everything else. I appreciate all the other asks in the
You're
budget.
not going to tell us where to put the 150?
Well, that's a
on,
question,
Kim.
that's a question I have with this. So I see on here, we show building improvements and jail upgrades on page 75. It shows 246. And then there's another page.
Slow down just a second. Let me get that one. Let us get to you.
All right.
My eyes are just getting too tired. I got two pair in there, but I,
Was that under the 719, 5120, 5550?
Yes, sir. Is that a
that's a
tax
tax
note?
note.
Tax note?
Yeah, I was thinking
Okay.
that's what, okay. Yeah, let's not touch that.
Okay,
This
and
is,
then-
let's just, again, I'm trying to remove a lot of the weird
Yes, sir.
transactions. So
Understand.
the 150 that we just pulled out of restricted that said we were going to bring over here, we need to know, I guess there's at least your car. Did you get a car?
Correct. That, I mean, if we could put it there towards the transport
Do
vehicles,
you have that here?
it's
There
an
it
odd.
is. I see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get a new transport officer in a vehicle, you can just march through it.
Okay, right. I mean, again, I'm trying to be integrable. We said we're going to
Yeah.
move the 150
And
out of the restricted account, move it here.
If we could move the 150, I can, with the sheriff's permission, contribute some from a commissary, and I can fund 2 vehicles out of that.
Okay, so 150 into the capitalized?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
And do we need to-
Are getting too tired.
You had a title change, correct?
The chief had recommended my title just be jail administrator, which it does show
Oh, that's
on
right,
there.
okay. I want to start calling you warden.
I know, that's what I was wanting to do. Boss man.
Call me whatever you want, as long as the check's
Yep,
clear.
okay.
I'll be janitor. It
Y'all
doesn't.
quit jumping around on me. This is
Sorry.
2705, help me out, Mr. Kevin. 5120-5760, machine equipment capitalized. It currently has $30,000. We want 150?
Yes.
Okay. So now it's going to be 180 in that category. Is that, Kelly, you with us?
Yes.
Okay. So it'd be 180. And then, I forgot, did we vote on the title change for jail, the non?
It's in here.
Okay.
Sorry, I couldn't remember what it was.
Jail administrator, that's you?
Yeah.
That's you, Captain?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I still call you Captain Kibler.
You and about everybody else will.
Okay.
All right, so,
for direction.
It rolled.
all right, anything else?
No, sir. That's all we have.
Do we need to do anything back in, while you're standing here, do we need to do anything back in commissary? Was that was that page 70?
Yeah, I think that's just going to be the same, the step COLA increase, just for the staffing on that.
And was that showing, or did you?
No, it needed to be
wasn't,
added.
okay. Okay, so that was 70, wasn't it? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so this is 505-5132-1040. Clerk support staff needs the change on the COLA and the
Colin Step.
step 5%. Okay, thank you, Captain.
And I think there was a cutoff, I'm not sure what page it's on, it's 720 is the code in front of it,
I'm sorry, what page?
the cutoff here.
Oh,
It's under capital outlay buildings, 720, 5120, 5300.
way back in the back. Hold on. 720, again, that's, I think that's tax note stuff too.
Just under capital outlay. $240. This is 720, so 719.
Yeah, 720 would be tax levy.
Okay. Okay, no, that's it.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. Commissioners? That's the jail. So just a quick, as far as the grants go, there's a lot of grants listed here, but some of them are not still relevant, but this is where we keep money, so when any department asks for money, we have money in the budget to use for match. So can we strike some of the language and put it more generic to just, or do you want to keep the ones that are actually, you want to keep the ones that are still ongoing and then leave for future grants? Because a lot of times, I mean, like what happened with the Texas Indigent Defense Commission, they collected, $3 million in extra court costs, and they just dropped that grant on us. Now, luckily, that grant didn't require a match, but a lot of times, agencies will end up with extra money, and they still want to do their 25% match. So is there another way to do this?
I'm not sure.
I think it's a capital code is here in your section, you can change the account.
Yeah, I can't just change one account name. When it changes like the fall.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is like,
Well, if nothing else on the.
the zeros, there's just a lot of these grants that have zeros. The reason they're listed in our book as zeros is because we're not getting that grant anymore, but we would get 5 or 10 other grants during the year.
Or we haven't been approved of that grant
Right.
yet. So, the thing about the book is that you have to show your actual 24. So if it shows up in that column.
I
and
see.
you don't
Okay,
get
got it. Okay.
It's
All right.
still in the book until
Okay.
it rolls off next year.
All right, got it.
Does that
Okay.
make sense?
So like the CapCog 911, okay, so,
Yeah,
okay.
so it
All right,
was
so this
there
is the best way to do
before.
it. Thank you.
Can we at least change the dates, like on Vet Ride? It's showing 18-19 year. Can we at least change the year to make it accurate?
I can try.
And same thing on the victim liaison at the bottom. It also says FY 18-19. I understand they continue on each year, but it'd be nice to at least change the description to make them more correct.
Yeah, I think what you, on the Burnett County Sheriff's Office Victim Liaison, I think it's going to be pretty easy to change that because that's a note. But the other one might be pretty hard to change. It's because that's a title of a category.
Right.
So, I get it. So, okay. All right. Emergency management, again, these are zeroed out. The database, 911 database, I wasn't sure about the, oh, wow. So we've been continuing to work on 19, but we've moved into the other funds. I apologize, I didn't read it out as we were going along. Is that going to be a problem with that? We've been following the fund number, even though we haven't been following the letter. So, so now we're in 290. And then, is this a person that works for the county and this, making $84,000 in?
She works for Herb.
Okay, all right. So 2904203 1050.
Yeah, I don't
Is
understand
that
that.
one or two people, or?
That's Jessica,
Oh, I see.
and part of Brett being
I
her
see.
supervisor.
Okay, so that's what that's about.
So why does it go?
Why is it
from-
going down?
Yeah, that's my question. Why does it go from
Oh,
90,000 to
didn't look
84?
at that part.
I think the percentage might have changed on that.
Percentage on the grant changed.
On the grant?
On the assistant environmental services, yeah, that's a declining grant.
I see, okay, so that makes sense. So it didn't, the person didn't change, this amount on the grant changed, okay, thank you. All right. Anything else on page 52? Moving on to page 53. Again, these are kind of arcane counts that we haven't been using. We certainly didn't use last year, most of them. There's the crisis diversion match, and these are still in grants. The $20,000 for Vine. I know I came to Commissioners Court a few weeks ago and re-upped that grant. Household and hazardous waste, $70,000. Is that?
That's fine, sir.
Okay. All right. Here again, that's the clerk for the victim services, going to page 54. Oh, that's the victim services still. Okay, so these are still in grants. The Vernon County Victim Liaison summary down there at the bottom. Now this is a pretty significant grant we just applied for, I think, within the last 2 weeks. And this is split between Coriel, Williamson, and somebody else. I apologize, I
McLennan?
forgot. Huh?
McLennan?
Yes, McLennan, thank you. So it's a pretty significant grant, but the state is paying, I think, 80%. Okay. Any questions on the Heart of Texas Auto Theft Task Force? Okay, we're still continuing the Office of the Governor for the Assessment, Evaluation, Workforce, and Cybersecurity. All right. These are still grants at Cut 292. Excuse me.
All right.
Okay. America Rescue Plan is done, so it's going to continue to be on our books for till 20, at least 27.
What I'm gonna say, you got some in 25, so.
Okay, so at least 27 or 28. Okay. Anything else, Commissioners?
What page are you on? Okay.
I am on page 56. And then so again, elections grant. And then now we go to COVID reimbursement, rescue plan, now 57. Sorry, I guess I got ahead of myself. There's nothing else on 57 all the way down. 58. Nothing on 58 to be considered. 59. No current budgeted issues on 59. And then the 60 is the 350,000 I see was deleted from, or left off, or whatever, for the SB 22 is the only change on there. We need to add that in. So,
Judge, I don't know how we need to address this, but it probably needs to have a placeholder somewhere in the budget. The House bill that passed, that I think has been executed by the governor for rural ambulance service,
oh, yes.
we should be eligible for $350,000 in funding for ambulance service that we can use between our two providers. But I don't think that funding is going to be available until at least January of 26, but it will be in this next fiscal year.
Oh,
So
okay.
how do we put a placeholder in there?
It's kind of like the SB 22 for rural ambulance service. $350,000 is what we would qualify for, but I guess we need to put it, either add a line or put it, I mean, do we have a place where in this, but in any of the categories that we could place the $350,000?
It would be a reserve
as a
account.
revenue or reserve account
I'll have to add another.
category.
account.
All right, I'll give you the article. It's laying on my desk. He just handed it to me a little while ago, but I hadn't had time to digest it, but I did see the 350,000. It looks like it's exactly paralleling the SB 22. So, okay. So we'll, so just to get it on the record, Kelly, 296-333-0-4070 is $350,000 for FY 26. for SB 22. And then we'll need to add $350,000 for the rural ambulance service. Okay? All right. Anything else on 60, 61? Get down to county attorney revenue, SB 22, same thing, 175, is that the correct amount?
Yes, sir.
Okay. District attorneys, and then he has that distribution for 175. Turn the page to, again, that's state funds being deposited into the county. District attorney, 275. State funds being deposited into the county for use by the district attorney. Now, this is that grant that, remember, we've changed the name from administrative assistant, the next one, on page 62, district attorney victim coordinator. And we talked earlier about getting it correct in the budget. It's no longer administrative assistant. It's the grant requires for the district attorney to hire a victim coordinator. Excuse me.
That's a SB 22 supplement.
Now, yes, that's the supplement for the victim coordinator, but we need to make sure that everywhere in the budget, that's victim coordinator is there. Okay, 299. That's T. TIDC, a social worker, there's nothing there. Public Defender's Office, there's nothing there. Now we're going to get into Fund 300, which is Road and Bridge U. Agenda item U, 19U. So current property taxes, if we, again, going back to the front of the book, commissioners, you'll see that I'm asking for the Road and Bridge Fund to stay right about the same. It's 0.0460, so that would be the revenue generated, 6.2 million, with a total, with the other fees, of total revenue of 7.4 million. And then we go into the, there's the 200, is it $200,000, is that the leases that we do, or is that something else?
That's on our shared equipment that we
Oh,
use
okay.
as a maintenance fund.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
exactly.
Sorry about that.
Can I go into our revenue real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
So the way we allocate funds is based on keeping it as fair as we can based on the state law for how to disperse property taxes equally within where it's collected. But there's about $1 million in our revenue that's not generated from property tax. It's more generated from population-based. Yet it's still figured in the same formula.
I see.
So I know at the end of the day, it probably doesn't equal a ton of money, but for me, every single dollar that I can get is going to go back into the roads. I don't leave any money. Nobody leaves much money left in their account. So
Just to make sure I understand, you're talking about the difference between $6.2 million raised by current property taxes and $7.4 million in total revenues.
yes, sir. So a lot of these fees come from registrations, things like that. So to apply the same formula to those, is there any way we could pull that out and figure those on more of an equal basis? And just figure the property tax based on the formula in which they've been doing it? Does that make sense? I know you're out of the
So
discussion.
instead of doing like our percentage basis, then that just be 25, 25, 25, 25?
I think so. Does that make sense, guys?
Somewhat. Because most of those are
It's not
vehicle registration.
the way we split up the second half of our portion is based on the amount collected in property tax. Mine's at 15%, which is the lowest, which means the second half of this 1 million, I only get 15%. And this is not based on property tax, this is based on vehicle registrations, the amount we get from the state. It wasn't collected in your precinct based on the percentages in which we're dispersing it. Does that make better sense? Or did I make it worse?
So just, Okay, so right now, Madam Auditor, the entire $7.4 million was used with taking half of the money and splitting it in 4 equal parts, correct? The entire 7.4. And then the other half of the 7.4 was attributed based on a formula provided by the chief appraiser, that where he uses his prop code designations, and then he established the value of the prop codes, and it's a prorated value-based part of the formula. Does that sound correct? Is that the best way to describe that? Okay. And so, first off, can you do what Commissioner Byerly is asking if the Commissioners Court?
That's up to y'all.
I'm just saying, if they took the action to say the 1 point, what'd I say, just a second?
1 point.
About 1.2.
1.2, pull that out, split it 4 ways, the 6.2 divided in the current way that you've been doing it. The prop codes and I'm sorry, I'm using the vernacular that the chief appraiser gave me, that he attaches prop codes to the 4 precincts to know how much value is assessed to each one. So prop codes for half, and can that be done?
I'm gonna say that is up to y'all.
Again,
Percentages and how you put that.
Okay, all right.
If
Okay.
y'all do that, I'll make sure that y'all follow.
Okay?
Well, basically, you're gonna take the 6.2, 3.1 million of that will split 4 ways. The other 3.1 million, we split revenue percentage ways. And we'll take this other 1.2 million and split 4 ways. 25%.
That's what I hear you saying. Okay.
So the difference is $1,000,002, 32,000. 1.232. Divide that by 4.
About 300 apiece.
308. Except I can't write. 308,000. And then you take the 6.224 top line, the 1,100, and do that off the normal formula.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm willing to look at that and see how it looks out. I don't know if it's going to make a big difference or not.
Well, sir, it's not going to make a big difference, but if I get $30,000 more, I'll put it on the road. That's what I'm saying. I get that it's a long way to get to a little bit more money, but again, I don't leave a lot in my budget at the end of every year. And so if it gets me 30,000 more, which I think it gives me more, but a little bit, I'll take it. Clawing and scratching. Fairly. Because I went way down for I don't know why, but I did. So,
It was all prop,
because, I know, I understand.
but it was just the prop.
I know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not saying I don't,
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood.
I get it, I'm sorry. I said I don't know why,
So,
but
thank you. Appreciate it. So mine went up a little bit, so thank you, precinct 2.
it's a little bit.
Explanation.
It's a little bit, I get it. It's not a lot, but it's something.
Okay.
Is that okay, Kelly?
Well, I mean, what she's saying is we have to vote.
Y'all
So-
have to decide what you want to do with the percentages. It's not up to them.
Well, like Commissioner Dockery said, we can figure it up that way, we'll see how it comes out.
Yeah, let's figure it out, let's do the calculation. If I knew what the
guess what I-
splits were per precinct, I could do it right now, but I don't remember what they are with the averaging.
I know I'm 16%.
You're 16.
Mine's probably gonna stay pretty close to the same.
Yeah, makes you giggle, doesn't it? I'm just saying.
So I just want to know what to tell, because this budget, this proposed budget right now.
Did you
is,
email those percentages?
I had them, I don't know if I still have them or
The
not.
proposed budget right now is taking the entire $7.4 million and applying the normal formula. And so to issue a proposed budget, we'd have to make a decision that we would do it alternatively.
Can you run through those figures while we're move on through everything else? Can we do?
I'll find it.
Calculations that quick?
Okay, all right, well then I'll keep going.
I think I've got his. Let me see, just 1 second before you take off.
Let's take a 5-minute
I
break.
know everybody, yeah, let's do it.
If it comes up, it's like mine, like 23.
Oh, I'm sorry. The time is 3:33. I'm okay with turning this off.
You're like.
Anybody here want chocolate? Your health. Turning on the recorder. Okay, time is now 3:44, calling the session back into order, the Commissioners Court back into order. We were stopped at the General Road and Bridge Fund, 19U 300, R&B General, discussing the distribution of the $7.4 million in road and bridge funding.
And once I recalculated it, we can just move on for now.
He's not under the other laws, about
All right.
160,000. It's bigger.
Had a good time.
I had a Kit Kat, and I'm okay now.
All right, we are now at the bottom of page 63. Any further comments? There's going to be the transfers out to each road and bridge precinct. Then we go to top of page 64. So again, these were just aspirational items that I put in after talking to one or two of you about identifying some part-time issues that I wasn't aware of. So please understand that this can be whatever you want it to be. But we have your assistant foreman, your R&B foreman. That's misspelled. I don't know if you care, Ms. Auditor, but 310-6110-1400, R&B, FOREMAN. And then technicians, temporary, and I put that at temporary folks at $100,000. If you don't spend $100,000 in that category, you can certainly move it to other areas, but.
Was it $14 an hour?
Did we move to that?
Yeah.
Yes.
14.
$14 an hour.
For the temporary part-time for ISF, yes.
And so, again, I raised the gasoline and diesel to $75,000 for each of you. And then I also, what was the other one? The vehicle repairs and maintenance. And so any of those you can either modify here, or just those are aspirational and you can move them in as we do line item transfers throughout the budget period.
Well, Damon only got 50 for diesel.
Oh, how did I do that? He's got more roads than anybody, I hear.
Say that again?
So you only got 50 for fuel.
So,
No.
sorry.
That I have more roads than anybody. Sorry.
Oh,
So move him to
that was-
75?
So move that to 75, Damon, is that all right, or you want to leave it at 50? So,
You may want to leave it at 50 since you can't go back into it.
Yeah, leave that at 50, because it was at 35 last
You
year.
can't go back to that.
okay. All right. And so, sorry about that. Yes, go ahead.
I don't know. What is the professional services that's going from 750 to 75,000?
That is mostly engineering, anticipated engineering costs that
Is that in mine?
no, I think that was in general.
No, that's in mine.
Oh, sorry.
That's all, that's anytime we want engineering services done, we have to have some money to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
I know I asked
I
for
thought
it,
you said
so.
750 to,
Yeah,
okay, all right, sorry.
I was
But no, I mean,
just-
I was trying to make the budget more realistic for what y'all are actually doing. Especially if we're giving another $250,000 for roads, then you would need more engineering and specification. So that was a liberty I took, but you're welcome to move it or do whatever, commissioners.
Oh, can we move that number up?
We can.
Well, I can't take out a diesel, right? So whatever is in there, it has to stay in there?
Yeah, if you.
Can I move mine down to, say, 60? Or is that a
Sorry.
pain in the butt?
No,
I can move it anytime?
yeah, I mean, once we get into the budget year, you can make whatever adjustments on this budget you want. I was just trying to address some of the systemic issues for all the commissioners. You need lots of fuel, you need repairs and maintenance, and you need engineering. So I tried not to touch most of the items that you had, but I was trying to set your budget up for the thing, especially since we're depositing from the from the fund balance, $250,000, and then not leaving you the resources that you needed to in the core budget to actually do the work that you have to do. So that's what I was trying to at least come close to standardizing. Does that make sense? But when you get into your operational year, all of those things can be adjusted to whatever you want it to be through the line item transfers. Okay? Okay. Precinct 2, any questions on page 65? Page 66, precinct 3. Page 67, precinct 4. 68 is the summary of all the precincts. And then we have the FEMA grant. Is that, it's okay, we don't actually have a grant, I want to be clear. We're submitting our application, and so that is we have to have a anticipated revenue under 490-3351,000. So Kelly and I are just simply estimating that we think we might get up to 600,000, because remember, it's only 75,000.
75%.
I'm sorry, 75%, but we had allocated $1 million, but we haven't come close and not likely to come close to spending that because we had so many donations of gravel, diesel, and what was the stuff, chips or whatever?
Milling.
Milling. So, okay. Any other questions? All right.
You can jump back to precinct 1 under utilities.
Sure.
We take care of.
What page is that real quick? I'm sorry.
That is page 64.
Okay, got it.
Subcategory 430. We pick up the trash once a week at Murray County Park, which is quite a
Oh, yeah,
bit.
thank you. That needs to come out, we set a budget for parks under tourism, and that needs to start coming out of that.
Okay.
So, okay, or we get a trash service or whatever needs. I mean,
We pick it up and bring it back. I mean, we could do another dumpster just for the Murray County Park or whatever, but
Okay.
we're picking it up and bringing it
Why
back.
don't you just have it pick up out there?
Yeah,
No.
because then people would just fill it up, is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
it's a problem. I mean, we've got concrete trash bins out there, they're bolted to the ground, and then once a week, we go out and pick up the bags and empty them.
Oh, okay.
If we put anything else out there, it ends up where it got stuff.
Like what
a
happens on
Christmas
the
tree.
tech dot when they were
Yeah.
having
Yeah.
trash cans and mountains would appear.
It is a mountain,
Okay.
you know.
All right.
Anyway, that's how we control that, but.
So, well, what are you asking that you, for the time that you do that, or for the utility of taking the trash?
It's just the utilities of the trash.
Okay.
You know, and that's under utilities, my trash service is under that, and it's the cost of getting rid of that trash service.
Okay,
There should be a piece of that coming back in to either pay that, or we need to set up something different where it's an individual bin, and that's where we take apart trash to.
I see.
At our
that would,
facility.
that would be
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you want to have that bin at your facility, or you already have trash pickup at your facility?
I do.
So
And
why-
we've just been adding it to our trash.
Well, if you could, if you, would another 6 yard help you, or what would,
Yeah, I've got a 6 now. But
is that enough for
Well-
once a week pick? I'm just saying, if you had another 6 yard there, you could dedicate that and pay that out of the hotel motel. And,
that's probably what needs to happen, is just a separate dumpster just for that trash.
Okay.
Yeah. And we can check on that, but some way that to come back around out of hotel motel back into that.
Absolutely, that can be done,
That
but
means-
also we can look at some other, we have money in hotel and motel, we have money here. We can figure out alternative ways of getting that trash taken care of. That doesn't cost precinct.
Great.
Okay? Is that okay, everybody? So we'll leave it as is, in other words. Okay. All right, precinct 4, we're through. Where are we? FEMA grant. We were on bottom of page 68. Non-departmental supplies. These are expense categories. Operating supplies. Oh, these are still for the different precincts. We're still at, that's right.
what are these?
You know what they are? Oh.
Bottom of 68.
49.
In the top.
Flood recovery,
The
maybe?
top three.
Oh, that's what it is, yes, thank you, that's what it was.
That's how they came up with the 600,000 in
Yes.
flood recovery.
Oh, flood recovery.
There you go, thank you.
Well, I won't need it.
Sorry, I forgot, I knew that the other day when I was.
I'll
looking
take
on my
Joe
Excel
Don's portion.
Yeah, I'm about to say, if you,
Give it just one spot right over here, stop,
Wait.
stop.
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
Everybody got 100,000 of money left to spend in the FEMA, of the million. Like I said, we're not going to get to the, but of what we spent in '25, and then this is, be the other part of the million that would be available to spend in '26. And then the 200,000 would be for some of the other mitigation. Because I was, at the time, I didn't know Tatum was going to show up and spend $150,000, $200,000, so I put $200,000 thinking I had to deal with that debris site out there. Now, that doesn't mean there's not other things that might,
So this means after October 1st, if we have flood-related stuff, we can take it out of here?
correct. And that is going to be, by then, we'll be in the second phase of rebuilding phase of FEMA, which means if we're, like, you know, instead of fixing the culvert or whatever that's there, you might upgrade the culvert. Does that make sense? So,
That's good to know.
okay. But if we don't put money aside for that, out of the $1 million that we set aside back, you know, in whatever, was it the 12th of July? Then we can't use it, so. Okay, and then, okay, now we're in courthouse security. Now, this is where did we ever square this off with the reclasses and additional bailiffs on this thing, or? I see that there was a reclass to corporal on there that we were going to set aside, that's on our reclass list. So,
looks like it's in there at the moment, I guess, is it not? Or is that just?
well,
I
yeah,
can't
it
tell
wasn't
if that's a note or if
intended.
that's
Again,
actually
on my Excel, I took out all the reclasses, but they didn't all make it into this book, so.
Because like I say, it looks like the amount's in a non-column, so I don't know if that's. So is that? So these numbers are just placeholders? They're not like.
I would have handed it to you. Ouch.
Salaries and wages is 703,000, is that all of these? Have to be, yes.
It doesn't get read in on shift, it's 5.6, 370, 46, 270. And then it also has that phone book there.
Why is this separate from the sheriff's office at Fund 504, do you know?
It's the
Court security.
Well, I know it's court security, but is it some reason, they're all sheriff employees, is there some reason it's set aside? It's okay. All right, okay. But this is a general revenue funded, account, is what I'm trying to say, from tax fund.
Yeah, it says transfers to general.
There you go. 'Cause- okay, thank you.
At 4900. Yeah, I don't know why it's separated out.
There it is, I see it now. Okay, so commissioners, again, we're trying to stay off of reclasses and just give everybody the raises that they asked, but this looks like this includes a reclass? Since-
Yeah, and that needs to be scratched out.
Okay. Well, I guess what I'm asking, is the money listed here, the $217,000, is that including the reclass, or is it just the note that was put in error? That there is no reclass in here, and
Okay, the verbiage on 1059 says reclass to first corporal.
yes.
If you look up above by sergeant, it says corporal. So if you scratch that corporal, then this one stays here, and I remove that verbiage that says reclass 1 to corporal.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. So that's what, I just want to know that it's the verbiage that's messed up, not the money.
Except above, where you have to scratch the corporal.
68,744?
68,744,
Yeah, yeah.
that would come out.
It's on 504, 5602, 1057.
Got it. I see it. Okay. Okay. Then the money's right in that category. We're not losing a position, a salary position in there. Okay, thank you. All right. Yes, ma'am?
The sergeant that's on that row, it doesn't look like there's a change in pay. Did they get the COLA, did they not get the COLA?
I'll bring it back.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be added to it. That's one of those he called out earlier.
Okay.
Didn't get adjusted.
Okay. All right, anything else? On that, 69? Okay. 70? Jury expenses, jail commissary, I think we've worked through that already, except for the COLA and the 5%, I mean, the step on those employees.
But yeah, he took out the new support services utility officer out.
Correct. And then, but the people that are there have to get the, okay, I'm going to call it out for the record. 555132 1040. They don't have the COLA or the step increase.
Stepping grade.
And that new support service utility officer
Is gone. That was in the other plan. That was supposed, it's not allowed to be under this fund, he said. And then we gave him the transport officer and did not give him this position in the other category. Because he said of the two, he'd take the transport officer.
Is
So,
this BP 504? 19 BP?
oh,
Yes.
sorry. Yes.
What now?
What is she talking? I get it now, but I just.
Agenda
okay,
list.
Yes, agenda. Thank you, ma'am. I was just like, good Lord, what is that? Okay, now we're, page 70.
Delta.
Yep. Blood draw program, and this is something that the county does in cooperation with the county attorney and the I think the county attorney, the police department have blood weekends or whatever. All right, that's probably not the right word, but, okay. And then the rest of this is some training funds, specialized training funds for law enforcement, constables, and others. Now we're on Leo's training, EE 514.
Yeah.
Okay. And then these are additional trainings, and then now we go to debt service. FF 600. We see that property taxes, again, I'll just draw your attention back to the front of the book. The combined, the debt service fund is 0.0418. And if we, shows that will generate $5.9 million in this next year. So drawing your attention back to the front of the book where we have 22 million in obligations. When we get at the end of 26, we'll be down to 17 million, roughly. I'm rounding, almost 60 million, sorry. Because that's almost 6 million less, so. Any other questions on page 72, debt service, tax notes that are being paid off and the obligations ensuing with them? Any other questions? Now we move to See, this is tax note series 22. Page 74 is tax note continuing with 22. Okay, 700. GG, tax notes and fund capital. Interest earned on these items, road and bridge, these are all zeros. Okay. Then we go to HH. Wait, this might still be, okay, this is still tax notes. Tax note 22, sorry, we're still at GG 700 to 724. Tax notes 23. On page 77. Tax notes 24 on page 78.
Well, what's ever happened with the Wirtz Dam?
Still moving forward.
Still moving forward?
Yes, sir. Got, still in the works, trying to obtain some federal funding for the utility relocations. We're still trying to,
Wirtz is still in the works?
it is.
Yeah. All right. And then the then Fund 850, which is HHHRA, is health claims for $50,000, and then gym membership reimbursement for $50,000. So, that's the last page of the book. Now,
Can we go back through it?
Can we go back to the jail?
Yeah, let's go back to,
let's go back to the sheriff's office.
yeah, let's go back to it.
Put me in the jail. Okay, so now, commissioners, we have put this on the record, we have put it on the recording. We have, my recommendation is I think we're sufficient enough to put this out to the public, to spend 14 days looking at this, making suggestions, edits, corrections, cussings, discussings. And so, at this point, to develop a proposed budget by, I don't know, what, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning? I don't know.
You better go a little later than that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we can go, we can shoot for that
Noon is tomorrow.
by 9 o'clock.
Certainly by noon. We could publish it out and have lots of time for the public to have comment on it.
Right.
Okay. So we can adopt the proposed budget. We can adopt this draft proposed budget as the proposed budget to publish out to the community and give them lots of time to make claims against the, whatever. So to provide their public input on the proposed, and then we can. They can also, it gives plenty of time for any elected officials that might want to file a grievance to submit their grievances so that we can hold our grievance committee here. So.
So basically, you're moving to adopt this with the changes we made today.
I'm asking for a motion to
You gonna open 20?
hold on.
The
Are
record.
y'all on item 20 now?
We're,
You've already taken action on all of this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Correct? You're now
thank you.
Go to
Discuss,
item
consider,
20.
take appropriate action. I'm sorry. This is good. Thank you, Madam Clerk. So this, we've already taken the individual actions that will feed into this. So now, I guess I'll close this issue and I'll call on agenda item number 20, discuss and consider and take appropriate action by record vote on the proposed FY26 budget. Is there any public comment? Okay, I close public comment, and so now, everything I said a few minutes ago now applies. And if you want to adopt and publish this out to the public, changes certainly by noon tomorrow, and again, more reconciliation, but we'll make sure to change, and if we make an error, we'll still have, it's a proposed budget, not the final budget. And so people will have time to make corrections and clarify anything that is outstanding.
I'll make a motion to approve and post this as our proposed budget.
Second?
Okay, it's been moved by Byerly. Is there any public comment? Just to make sure that did I do this twice now?
Luther seconded.
Okay, Luther seconded. And any further discussion?
Record vote.
Okay. Hope I can remember y'all's name. In order. Commissioner Luther.
Aye.
Commissioner Byerly.
Aye.
Commissioner Collier.
Aye.
Commissioner Dockery.
Aye.
And I vote aye.
80.
Motion passes. Oh, yeah, Brian Wilson votes aye. Thank you. All right. Motion passes by record vote unanimously. Okay, I call on agenda item number 21, discuss and consider take appropriate action on setting a date and time to hold a public hearing on the FY26 budget. Is there any public comment on this issue? I close public comment. Commissioners, I recommend that we publish this proposed budget and hold a public hearing, hold a public hearing on August 26, 2025.
August 26.
When do we have to have it turned in?
9 a.m. Do we need to set a time for that as well?
My county clerk wanted at 9:30.
9:30 a.m.
That's what I said. Y'all said it at last week, was at 9:30.
Oh, that one, the records management, yeah, okay. Okay. So it would be after 9:30?
So it's 9:30.
Okay.
You'll be still on the
Okay, so it'd be 9, just want to look at it one more time on the thing. That's in 2 weeks from today, 9:30 at a public hearing on August 26, 2025.
I make a motion to set the date and time to hold a public hearing on the FY26 budget to be August 26 at 9:30 a.m. at the regular Commissioners Court meeting.
I'll second.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded that the, I forgot, did I already call public comment on this? I think I did. I got to start checking this. Public comment? Okay. It's been moved by Dockery, seconded by Collier, that we hold the, set a date for the time to hold a public hearing at 9:30 a.m. on August 26, 2025. Any further discussions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Okay, I call agenda item number 22, discuss, consider, take appropriate action on setting a date and time to adopt the FY26 budget. Is there any public comment on this issue? Okay.
I move that we take appropriate action on setting the date and time to adopt the FY26 budget on October 26, again at 9:30 a.m.
August 26th? You said October.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Is it August 26th?
August, I'm looking at it and reading August, but I guess my mouth isn't working. August 26th.
It's been a long day, so that's okay.
It has been a long day.
Okay, at 9:30 a.m. So it's been moved by Commissioner Dockery that we hold the, set the time to adopt the FY26 budget on August 26, 2025 at 9:30 a.m.
I'll second.
Okay. All right. Is there any public comment? Gotta quit doing that. All those, is there further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 23, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding the various options for the FY26 tax rate, which includes the A, the general fund, B, the county special road and bridge, C, the debt service, and D, the use of fund balance. Is there any public comment on this item? Okay. I'll check it this time. And so, Commissioners, I recommend that we lower taxes in FY26 and set the proposed tax rate to be The general fund tax rate will be .2445. The road and bridge fund be a tax rate of .0460. The debt service fund to be a tax rate of .0418 with a combined tax rate of .3323, and use, I will say, use $3,300,094. I'll just say $3,300,000 in fund balance. That covers?
Also, don't have the math, and there's a lot of changes.
You know, you may have to,
I can get that number.
you may want to change that number of fund balance because of the changes we made today.
Well, that's what, I raised it by
Oh.
300,000.
Oh,
but
did you? Okay.
What we can do, for the purposes of the issues that we have in front of us, so we can go ahead and at least set the tax rate to kind of go on record as a 3% tax rate, is we can go ahead and set we know we're going to get another possibly $6 million in fund balance, so I think we should just use up just go ahead and make it to $3.8 million in fund balance use.
Up to 3.2.
Up to, yeah. Can we do that, Mr. Council? Up to 3.8 million? Okay. All right. So this has to be a record vote as well.
Was that a motion?
No, that was my layout, so somebody want to make a motion to
adopt the current, the published rates that will be on the cover of the
that are on the
proposed
proposed, on the proposed budget,
And
and
use
plus
up to 3
changing the fund balance used to $3.8 million.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we go ahead and propose a tax rate of a combined, it'll be the .245 for the general tax fund, the road and bridge tax fund of .0460, and the debt service of .0418 with a combined tax rate of .3323. Is there any public comment? All right. So do I have the motion and second, and this is going to be a record vote. So Commissioner Luther,
Aye.
Commissioner Byerly,
Aye.
Commissioner Collier,
Aye.
Commissioner Dockery,
Aye.
and I, Brian Wilson, vote aye. And then, the motion passes, and we will, the proposed tax rate will be the .3323. I call agenda item number 35, acknowledgement of receipts, some additional documents that have been submitted to us, PEC utility connections, and a thank you note to Commissioner Luther from the Burnett County 4-H. And then no action needed on these items. I call agenda number 36, discuss and consider take appropriate action regarding the Commissioners Court modifying regularly scheduled meetings. Do you want to make any changes for the next meeting or the next 2 weeks? Okay?
I think we can do that on the 26th, can't we?
Yeah.
We can do it again.
Yes. It'll be on every meeting going forward. Any other public comment on this item? Okay. I call agenda item number 37, calendar review. Anybody have anything to suggest for the calendar? Okay. I call agenda item number 38, adjournment. Barley, anybody else?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All- Motion passes.
419.